Do you have squirrels in your backyard and you want to know what you can feed them? I know we had this question in our minds because we have a lot of squirrels around our house and we wondered what would be good to feed them. And in this video, I'll share with you some of the best things that squirrels like and what you can feed them in the backyard. You probably have several squirrels everywhere and rarely do you have to worry about what to feed them because they can find so much abundantly available from your yard. I know for us, we have acorns, shrubs, strawberries, and they snack on pretty much all of that, much to our dismay. But if in your area isn't full of things for them to eat, there are a few things you can make sure that you have in your backyard for them. So one of the biggest things that they like to eat, of course, are nuts, especially nuts with their shells on, and it's best for these critters. Squirrels like nuts and they adapt to eating to whatever nuts are falling in the area. We have a lot of acorns in Florida, so the squirrels are super busy in the fall, gathering them up and stashing them away for the lean months ahead. When you see a squirrel digging in the ground, she's either burying food for later or is going back to her stash to find the buried food that she stashed before. Another great item are fruits. Anyone growing a garden will tell you that squirrels like lots of different fruits and vegetables. And if they're eating from your garden, then they will eat pretty much any vegetable that you grow. We have a hard time growing strawberries simply because they like to eat them before I even have a chance to really grow any. Squirrels are like humans, so they're omnivorous. That means that they eat plants and meat. They're fine with eating nuts, fungi, seeds, but they'll also eat eggs, small insects, and even some small snakes. In the wild, they're not picky eaters at all, and they'll eat whatever they can find. A squirrel will eat its weight every week. So for most of them, that averages out to about a pound a week of food that they need to find. Squirrels will also gnaw on timber, deer antlers, twigs, and leaves to help with their mineral intake balance, since they can suffer from metabolic bone disease. It's a disease where the squirrel's bones weaken over time. Next, squirrels need a lot of water. If you have a bird bath, then they'll use that. If you can, try and offer a fresh source of some kind, but not too close to your house. You don't want them getting too comfortable being close to you. A lot of people ask, why even bother feeding squirrels? Well, some people choose to feed the squirrels as an attempt to keep them from eating other things in the backyard that they don't want. For instance, many people try to feed the squirrels away from the bird feeder or from their gardens. Sometimes people just like to watch the squirrels in their backyard. They can also keep other wanted animals out of your backyard, like songbirds. Now, here's a tip on some things not to feed them. You want to be careful about feeding them any kind of peanut, especially the raw peanuts. They are legumes and the shells can get mold, and that's toxic for the squirrels, so do be careful. This was kind of surprising to a lot of people since most like to feed them peanuts. They can have them, just make sure that they're roasted and not too much. You also want to make sure not to feed corn on the cob. Obviously, you can feed them corn. Many squirrels like it, but it's very much like giving them junk food. Since the corn doesn't really have any nutritional value for squirrels, and there's not much benefit for them, it's also low in minerals needed for their diet. Same with sunflower seeds. It's pretty much junk food for the squirrels, just like with the corn on cob and the peanuts. Of course, they love it, but it's not very good nutritionally speaking for them. So if you do feed them any of these items, make sure you limit that. And of course, a lot of people wonder if it's even safe to feed the squirrels. It's safe to feed them indirectly, so don't try and hand feed them because you don't want them to get used to you where they're just coming around, and you also don't want them to beg you personally for food. As far as if it's illegal, definitely check with your municipality to see if it's legal in your area. There are many reasons that authorities might not want humans to feed squirrels. For instance, they don't want squirrels to become dependent on humans. If a squirrel species is not native to the area, then it could be problematic for the local wildlife and vegetation. There's a fear of overpopulation if you're feeding the squirrels. So just check with your local authorities to see if feeding them on purpose is illegal or not. The squirrels will love you for putting out items in your backyard for them to feast on, especially during the winter months and if they fail to properly stash enough away. So question for you, what is your favorite item to feed your squirrels? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for watching.